If you've been on my channel for a while, you'd have seen me going over games that I deemed so bad that they should honestly be illegal. While I was making these videos, a small question arose in my head. What does it take for a game to actually be outlawed? This question left me researching and ultimately into making today's video. Games that are actually illegal and the reasons behind them, whether it be pretty innocent or due to a lack of care by the producers. Which is a perfect segue into our first game, the Guy game. I'm only going to show partial gameplay footage here as I tell this story just so that you, the viewer, can visualize the game and nothing more. Don't get mad at me, get mad at the guy who uploaded gameplay onto YouTube. That was a joke, by the way, please don't harass anyone. The Guy game was the first and only game developed by Top Heavy Studio. Their intention was to create the perfect game for dudes. Basically imagine Dream World if it was run by frat bros. What they ended up making was an in-person quiz game where multiple girls would be asked a series of questions, and if they get any wrong, they'd have to go topless. The video game aspect comes from the fact that you too can answer the questions while also guessing if the girl on stage would get the answer right or wrong. If you got the question right, the model character you chose beforehand will strip one article of clothing and so forth until she is completely topless. Basically, their intention was to create porn, like there's no need to sugarcoat it. Now, upon release in 2004, this game faced many controversies, ranging from the fact that the game was just ass in general to misusing the age rating system. The game was rated M for mature, while many argued that it should have been rated as adults only, which I didn't even know was a rating for video games. In fact, when trying to ban violent or sexual video games in Illinois, this game specifically was used as a perfect example. However, this was nothing compared to the lawsuit that was brewing right under their noses. In December 2004, an injunction was approved against the game due to a pending lawsuit by an anonymous participant of the live show. The quick summary is that the defendant in this case was 17 years old at the time of filming and used a fake ID as well as fraudulent information to secure her spot. The problem was that she was not made aware that her likeness was going to be used for such a crude game and marketing. The case also claims that she went topless 3 times during her moment, which is obviously not a good look for Top Heavy. Now, some could argue that she was in the wrong for falsifying information. However, there's also no doubt that Top Heavy was at fault for not even taking the second to fact check her information. Get this, she had a fraudulent California ID that stated she was 21 due to the fact that she was planning on pounding shots at the beach. However, the expiration date of said card did not match with the birth date listed. If you don't know, IDs, at least in California, always expire on your birthday. When given a questionnaire, she had listed a fictitious address that was within San Diego. However, the zip code she listed was from Larkspur, a city near San Francisco. A bit far if I have to say so myself. It also turns out that the phone number she provided was one from Austin, Texas, and the questionnaire itself had a bunch of scratch outs as she would find herself accidentally writing her real information. All of this just so she could be paid $20 whole. She didn't even get a copy of the game. Regardless, the court obviously ruled in the defendant's favor and the Guy game was put on indefinite suspension. It can still be bought by independent sellers that for some godforsaken reason still own the game, with prices ranging from $50 to well over $100. I guess Dr. Disrespect the Age of Consent needs to move over. Anyways, the next couple of games won't get that cray-cray. In fact, the reasons for their bans are honestly quite dumb. For example, Rockstar's Bully. I'm sure you can imagine the premise of this game through its title and cover art alone, but I'm still going to explain it regardless. Bully is a game where you play as a delinquent protagonist, Jimmy Dundimmy, as he reluctantly makes his way through Bulworth Academy through, well, mostly bullying other bullies, or really just students in general it seems. To be honest, I've actually never played the game. I'm only going based off what I can see here. However, it doesn't matter for the purpose of this story. Upon release, this game had quite a bit of controversy, mainly from youth activist groups due to its violent nature within a school setting, while still being marketed towards teenagers. They were afraid it could influence young minds in the wrong ways. However, no youth activist group was as successful as Brazil's. A lawsuit against the game was settled in the activists' favor, causing the indefinite suspension on the game's import. In fact, if you were ever found in possession of the Bully game, you'd be fined 1,000 Brazilian real, about $190 in today's money, though I honestly doubt this ban was enforced all that much. Now, they only banned the imports of the game by Rockstar's main distributor, meaning that you could still technically get the game if someone else were to smuggle it in, or you could just pirate it. Rockstar, let alone Take-Two, were obviously not about to let money slip from their hands. In order to circumvent the ban, they retitled the game from Bully to Canis Canem Edit. This is probably the name you may know of the game as if you are from foreign countries. For some reason, they all just really couldn't handle the word bully. Regardless, it seemed to work for the next 10 years, after which the ban was lifted on the original title. Quite an interesting tale to say the least. Anyways, let's move on from South America and all the way over to the continent of Asia, where Animal Crossing of all games found themselves in a bit of of hot water. Animal Crossing's New Horizon is a game where you play the role of a traveler as they start their life on an uninhabited island ruled by the tyrannous dictator Tom Nook. That has nothing to do with the band, by the way. The game itself is sort of like a village builder with many key features to make your island more customizable. One of these features is the custom design tool that allows you to make custom prints for articles of clothing or simple decorations. Before you say anything, no, this didn't get banned because people were drawing porn on it. Now, let's quickly move over to the real life island of Hong Kong. Technically, it's not an island, but I just needed a decent segue. Quick little history lesson. China signed an agreement with Britain in order to obtain the region of Hong Kong, basically stating that Hong Kong can be its own region while also being a part of China in foreign affairs. However, they slowly started going back on their agreement over time, slowly taking away Hong Kong's freedom in many ways. I'm sure those of you on the internet around 2019 may remember the whole Free Hong Kong movement and protests making waves. With the freedom suppressed harshly within the region and especially China, many activists and supporters took to Animal Crossing to share messages of support using the custom designed feature. The game was multiplayer after all, meaning anyone that visits your island will see these messages. Of course, the Chinese government did not like all these quote-unquote pro-democratic messages being spread around, and so they effectively banned the game by removing it from all online and in-store retailers across the country in mid-2020. Though you cannot sell the game, I couldn't find anything that stated you weren't allowed to own or play Animal Crossing. It honestly doesn't matter regardless because I'm pretty sure Nintendo pulled their servers as well. So yeah, I presume if you somehow purchase the game, the entire Chinese government will just raid your house. Anyways, with that out of the way, I wanted to quickly discuss a game that is only in this video because I found the one aspect of it quite hilarious. Valkyrie Drive Bhikkhuni. Valkyrie Drive is, well, an interesting game to say the least. That's all I can show you for now. Thank God we're not talking about the anime. The game itself is basically a battle sim with a bunch of cute anime girls everywhere you turn, including the enemies, while also getting quite spicy at times. This obviously led to multiple bans around the world due to its overly sexual nature, quote unquote glorifying homosexuality since all the characters are lesbian, and immoral practices and values towards characters that were pretty obviously minors. Well, what did you expect from a country with the weird obsession of schoolgirls? Interestingly enough, the bans were only applied to the physical releases of the game, meaning it could still be bought digitally except for in Australia and Germany where the game was taken off Steam entirely. The part in all of this that I just found funny was from the minor sexualization allegations. Apparently, in order to kind of combat this, the studio thought it best to just remove the ages of the characters in international releases. What a way to defend yourself. No, this may look like a child, but she's actually 3.2 quintillion years old and was the sole cause of the Big Bang. Currently, the only version that is completely uncensored is the original Japanese version. I mean, who would have guessed at this point? Why am I telling you this? So that natural selection can get to work. Arigato gozaimasu, brother. Anyways, the next game I want to cover has us going over to the Middle East with PlayerUnknown's Battleground, also known as PUBG. PUBG is a battle royale where players drop on an island to loot for weapons in order to fight their way to the top. Last person alive wins the match. The most influential game at its peak thanks to ripping off the worst version. Now, you'd think this game would be banned due to its violent nature, and you'd be slightly correct. After being taken over by a specific group I can't say the name of, Afghanistan reportedly banned the game on the premise that it was corrupting the minds of the youth with its intense violence. This of course made a lot of people's heads turn, as why is a no-no group that has done much more heinous crimes than the ones depicted in PUBG banning such a game? It's like if the US military banned Call of Duty. Turns out the suspicions were warranted, as the alleged real reason the ban was even considered was due to the fact that the game was just too popular. Over 100,000 players were dropping it at any given time, which severely hurt the country's mobile internet. Yes, PUBG Mobile is more popular than its PC counterpart in foreign countries, where even a low-end PC is out of reach for the vast majority of citizens. So yeah, the game is still banned to this day, though I assume you could get around it with a VPN. Good luck trying to play a match with that ping. At least there is a silver lining. Kids can still enjoy Fortnite, unless they were from China. Again, I'm sure I don't even need to explain what Fortnite is. Build, fight, win, and hear little kids scream into their mic. In case you didn't know, studios usually have to create a separate version of their games for a Chinese release. Basically a specialized version that follows the country's laws and regulations. Fortnite China, actual name, was practically a censored Fortnite. I mean, look at the school trooper skin. Also, the game lasts for like a maximum of 20 minutes before automatically ending. Not to mention you could only play for about 3 hours before your XP was cut in half and you'd be told to just go study. The game was obviously taken off flight support in 2021 due to the fact fact that not even the hardcore Chinese gamers would want to play such a shit game where you can play an even worse game, which overall means that Fortnite is practically non-existent and literally unplayable in China unless with a VPN. Honestly, a blessing in disguise considering that game's impact on the younger generation. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to check out my other videos. I'm approaching my 1-year anniversary of starting this channel back up after my original 7-month hiatus, so that'll be nice. Other than that, I'm running out of things to say in these end cards, so here's a little bit of bloopers from me recording this video. Bully is a game where you play as the oh my god, the Prolinket. The game itself is sort of like a village bit. Actual name, Baolia Jie. I'm probably just gonna get a translator for that sound. It's so racist, Jesus. Anyways, that's all. Ciao, ciao.